I'm Logan Hays, and I read the book Medhead by Hal Friedman and James Patterson. Have you ever wondered why people who have Tourette's and similar diseases are always tensed up or easy to anger? One of the reasons is because they are on different medications to try and keep their tics under control. The medications interact with each other and don't always make a good outcome with the person's emotions. In the book, Hal Friedman tells about his son, Corey's battle with Tourette's. Corey was very young when he and his parents started noticing the tics and weird outbursts of energy. When they had finally had enough of these tics, they took Corey to a specialist, who diagnosed Corey with ADD, but also said that he had obsessive compulsive disorder. Weeks later, they finally diagnosed Corey with Tourette's. When Corey was diagnosed, he was only a few weeks into kindergarten. While Corey was in school, he had trouble staying focused and had to try and keep his tics kept to a minimum. By the time he was in middle school, he was only able to go for about half of the day because his medications would wear off and he couldn't keep himself under control. Corey's parents and the school thought it would be a great idea to have a paraeducator with him while he was at school so he could get his work done and have somebody to talk to when he had an outburst. Corey was struggling with keeping his tics and emotions under control. He was beginning to transfer from one medication to another and was skyrocketing from one side of the spectrum to the other with his emotions. Corey couldn't keep his temper down either. He was not reacting well to some of the medication, and the doctors were putting medications together with other medications to see if they could help him control his tics and emotions. They would put antidepressants together with stimulant drugs to counteract the side effects. Many of these drugs would bring out new tics and addictions in Corey. From the beginning, Corey had very different types of tics. He would copy what people said, do weird mannerisms, spit food out of his mouth, say curse words, and many more things. He would often have weird reactions to the medications he was taking, and this would give off new tics. When Corey was in high school, he got addicted to alcohol and cigarettes and would often drink so much he would pass out on the sofa. By this time in Corey's life, he had already been on a minimum of at least 10 combinations of medicines and had been through many therapy sessions. Then Corey and his parents decided to go to a wilderness program, which was meant to help kids that were having trouble keeping their emotions and bodily behaviors in check. When Corey went to the program, he was a short, chubby kid who couldn't go without medication and had an alcohol addiction. Corey spent 23 days in the mountains, bearing the elements, surviving on what he had packed in the bag that was given to him, making his own meals, making fires to keep warm at night, sleeping on the cold, snowy ground, and trying to keep from breaking down. At the end of the 23 days, Corey had gone without medication, lost 60 pounds, broke all of his addictions, and was Tourette's free. Corey had finally broken out of his old self and made his life good again. He was able to finally have a real relationship with his parents and sister, able to have a normal day without taking any medication, and finally having real friendships with people. Corey also showed his old friends what it was like to be alcohol-free. While Corey had spent his life in a haze due to the Tourette's and having to take so much medication, he was now free of all the drawbacks and didn't have to worry about when he was going to blow up again.